Hey, what it do, y'all? Happy weekend to everybody. It's been a short minute since I've hopped on here and done a AMA, so I figured it's about that time. About that time to do the thing. To do the damn thing, as the kids say. Oh man. How you guys doing? Using my wireless headphone mic, so it sounds a little different than usual. That's why I just didn't feel like hooking it up. I'm a little tired today. I had a late work day, which isn't too frequent. But life is good. Hey Javier, how are you, man? Hey, I'm good, man. I'm saving money, investing, and all that sort of stuff, and working. Um, Lots of mentoring over at Mentor Cruise. I'll pin this actually. It's always good to promote some stuff. Um, for some of you who don't know, I do mentoring. Oh yeah, so that I saw you comment about buying a house. Um, I thought that was in the past. It's happening right now. I saw that comment on LinkedIn. Congrats, man. Is it your first home or, upgrading a house, new location? What was the motivating factor? Um, but yes, for those of you who don't know, I do mentoring on a platform called Mentor Cruise. Um, it's actually something I think from these live streams, they've helped me do very well with it. So if we go like the analytics on it, I'm one of the top rated mentors on the platform. With one in when I say top rate, I'm in 1/10 of 1%. With 25 5-star ratings. Yeah, the first one's the one that meant the most to me. This is my second home, so I haven't owned a ton of homes, but I'm looking at buying a third one in the next 6 months. Um, Building that real estate empire, dog. What are you doing, Gator? Um, but yeah. Um, Is working from home indefinite still? Well, Amazon came out with their. If you might saw on LinkedIn last week, they came out with their like, hey, we're gonna let essentially director level decide the working from home schedule, or not working from home schedule, but how their teams work. So I'm basically staying remote. I've been working remote for 2.5 years. I do kind of miss going into the office to work with team members. I don't miss the commute, and I wouldn't if it had to be one or the other. I would choose remote, hands down, every day of the week. Just the flexibility it allows is just so much better. Um, I imagine at some point in my career, I'll advance to a point where I have to go into the office. Whether if I go into management, I feel like managers are more likely to be in the office. Do you ever get lonely yourself in that big house? This house isn't as big as my last one. My last one was like 2,900 square feet. This one's about 1,900, so slightly smaller. And I got my two pups, and my girlfriend lives with me as of about a month ago. So I wouldn't say I get lonely because of the size of the house. Can you make videos on ES Build? No, I'm not really making videos anymore. My time is I throw it to better stuff, or stuff that I value more, I should say. The man, the myth, the legend, our inspiration. That's quite the statement. Hey, Dylan, I have a front end interview tomorrow. What advice do I have? Make sure you can answer basic JavaScript questions. If you haven't taken my 100 front end interview question challenge, that'd be the course to take. Am I still considering the nomad work style? No. You know, with the dogs and with the girlfriend, it's a little bit hard. Uh, do I find mentoring more interesting than the JavaScript shop? No, I mean those are two different things. I do mentoring outside of work, and then I have my job. But it's a different, it's a different thing. It's a different skill set. It's just something I seem to be doing well with. Um, now that you're talking about fully remote, would you consider relocating to the West Coast or somewhere colder like you've been talking about? I still would like to. I really would. I kind of think I will just relocate to where I end up with work. Whether it's like, hey, we want to promote you, come closer, but we need you in the office, or I go and pursue other opportunities, or maybe my relationship blows up, and then that's a good time to dip. Um, you love the Angular challenges, and you're doing good. Now I work in React primarily. I miss working in Angular though. I like Angular. I have used Next.js. I used it at my old work at PwC. He says, thinking it lonely, you got pups like this that are surrounding you at all times. There's another one over there. She's even giving me the side eye. You want up here? Come on. Ugh. Hey, big girl. Ugh. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you with back-end development? Probably like a 3, because I don't do it all that often, because I'm a front-end engineer. That last unit testing course on LinkedIn was great. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, man. How are non-compete clauses? Honestly, I don't even read them. I'm not too worried about it. I've worked in so many varied industries that it doesn't really matter for me. I'm not too concerned. Like, I'm not gonna go start my own startup or go to a massive competitor. All right, there you go. Is that nice? Just settling down like that. Gross, your ears are all wet. Get her cleaned her ears. Ugh. It's okay. You're a pretty girl. What are the major skills for front-end engineering? JavaScript, HTML, CSS, responsive web design, Git, and then probably a front-end framework. I'm good, man. I'm a little tired today, just because I happen to have a little bit of a late night. Um, how to learn data structures and algorithms? Video courses are my go-to. Solving problems on the reg. I wouldn't really say me working at PwC was working for a consulting firm because I was doing in-house stuff. How to retain them? Like anything else, consistency every single day. God, these. Yeah, data structure algorithms are a bit rough, man. I'll be the first one to tell you that I don't think they're the best way to test candidates. Graduated from App Academy at the beginning of the year. or more to the summer. I don't know. It doesn't matter. If you just graduate, apply nonstop till you get a job. That's one of those questions that I don't like because it's framing it in such a way for it to be a like an excuse. I usually tell people starting in front end is fine, um, but full stack JavaScript will work as well. How do you find TDD with React? I find TDD with React almost impossible to do. The only reason I say that is just because you have to mock out some of the HTML. So, but maybe I'm making excuses for myself. Who knows? Oh, nice. Good for you, Subhash Jha. Went from aspiring engineer to senior engineer. So. I'm actually thinking about making a data structures and algorithms course for JavaScript engineers specifically. I think it'll help me learn it better, and I think it will help a lot of people. I feel like in the front end we don't get enough love for that stuff. In Udemy, yeah. Is it necessary to know Photoshop, Figma, and Illustrator to be a front end engineer? No. That's more UI UX. Hey, crazy. What are my hobbies? So I have my dogs. If those count as a hobby, they take. It's more like what do I spend my time doing more than one of my hobbies. I study. I started studying again. Um, so like right now I'm reading this book, The Pragmatic Programmer. I am doing a what's it called Spanga, which is a spin strength. It's 20 minutes spin like cycling, 20 minutes strength training, 20 minutes yoga. So I'm doing that on a weekly basis with my girlfriend. Um, and I suppose investing. Do I invest in crypto? Not anymore. I mean, not really. I invest about 5% of my investments every month into crypto. Which courses do you think are most popular from all your platforms? The object-oriented programming in TypeScript is doing rather well on LinkedIn Learning. Um, I think my algorithm one though, the 100 algorithm challenge on Udemy is probably hands down the most popular one. In general, you don't have to commute to the office, do you? No, I work fully remote. I'm in my office. It is here. It has what my girlfriend would say is an unacceptable piece of furniture, which is that the It's a foam chair, as I call it. She says that's a beanbag chair. She's like, "How old are you turning this month?" I'm like, 34. She's like, probably by the time you hit your 30s, you stop having beanbag chairs. I was like, listen here. We can just call it a dog bed if it makes you feel any better, because these guys are sleeping in it. So, um, you getting jelly, Gator? Gator, baby boy. Who's a good boy? It's never too late for being back chair. Yeah, no, she's so. Eventually, what may happen is, and I've been trying to find it. We looked last weekend for some furniture. Um, is my office remote because of COVID? Well, it started out that way. I was actually planning on relocating to Seattle, but then there was no rush, and like my money goes a lot farther in the Florida area than it would in Seattle, and so um, I decided to stay, and then I started dating somebody, and then I just asked if I could stay remote, and I got, for the most part, a yes. And here we are. Yeah. Who's your hero? I don't know that I have a hero. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself, man. So Javier, the two places I like to look, it depends how much money you're trying to spend, but I like going to American Signature Furniture. My dog's names are Gator and Boise. But yeah, American Signature Furniture is where I like to go to buy furniture. Um, and then we went to a place called like El Dorado the other day, and it's super gaudy stuff, but I like gaudy stuff for the most part. I just sometimes don't want to spend the money on it, and it's a little bit pricey there. The best way to learn things fast is to build. That's the best way. Yeah, American Signature Furniture. American Signature Furniture. I bought a complete bedroom set there, and it cost me. It was like that mirror that's over there that I'm not using right now. Um, a king size bed, a two end tables, and a dresser, and that was like $3,500. But that's one of their more expensive pieces. Um, yeah, so we'll see. I have like a nice couch out there, um, but one of the things with having two big dogs is they just beat your shit up, man. So, um, like I'm gonna get a little two-seater love seat in here, like I said I would, but um, they're gonna beat it up. So like, okay, so like, especially in here, so I spend a lot of time in here. So the dogs spend a lot of time in here. The way my dogs work is they're almost always by me, or if my girlfriend's here, they're with them, one or the other. But like, they usually like to hang out where you're hanging out. And so if I'm in here, they want a place to sleep, they want a place to run around, play in, all that sort of shit. So do I like reading? Yeah, I go through phases. I like reading a lot. I think it's one of the best things for me mentally. Um, it helps me. Um, How often would you recommend to get outside? Daily, yeah. I usually take 1 to 2 walks a day. At least two, actually, because I take the dogs on separate walks. And he's over here looking at me like, what are you planning on doing after learning so much web? Uh, get paid as much money as possible and progress my career. That's pretty much it. I would say I'm more productive in a remote office. I'm also more fulfilled and happier. I also don't think you should purely go based off productivity. Um, reason why is job satisfaction, retention, all these things are important. I was actually talking with my manager about this, about like one of the things that's hard for management is how do you, because we were talking about, hey, like, what if we did like a 4-day work week and making a suggestion for that and like creating a document and presenting it, and it's something I'm thinking about doing with a colleague of mine. Um, and one of his points that I'm trying to answer is like, well, how do we track productivity? Because if we go from working 5 days to four, but we need to have equivalent productivity, which some studies have shown that you are just as productive, then how do we prove that? And all the ways that are quantitative aren't great. Like story points and things like that are a horrible metric to track because engineers can do so much more. You especially as you progress in your career. So like in my role currently there's not too much, but the next tier above where I'm in a senior level like role, it's more of like a tech lead. You're an individual contributor, but your impact is supposed to be felt by the entire team, which doesn't necessarily translate to direct story points for that individual. So how do we go and track that? So anyhow, my point being is that I don't necessarily think you should. Productivity is only one metric by which to track remote office versus real office or in-person office. Data structures and algorithms aren't too important in front end, but they are going to be used in interviews. Boise, stop biting his ears. Oh man, this dog. I haven't tried self. What is the meaning of life? I imagine it would differ for each individual. I think it's a personal thing. I've never used a mechanical keyboard. I've no real interest. It seems kind of loud. Do you have Discord community? No. Just join Traversity Medias. Do you think it's equally important to make a value product which can add value to a group of people besides your full-time job? I mean, I don't think you're in any obligation to do it. Um, I think if you want to rapidly progress your career, working outside of work is a great way of doing it. Um, I think it's kind of toxic. Now that I've thought about it a bit, I think I always feel this way. It's kind of toxic that every engineer needs to be super passionate and work on shit outside of work. Have I met Brad Traversy in real life? No, I would though. I mean, I think if I was ever in, where's he at? Boston, I hit him up. We grab a beer. We chat every once in a while. I got nothing but love for my man. He's out there grinding. I don't have React core, so I would prefer learning. Where'd you run into Brad, Javier? Some conference, maybe? Or are you talking? I met you. Hmm. John Papa, not to be confused with Papa John. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm just glad I was able to hop on. Hopefully, I helped a little bit. If you're interested in any mentoring, check the link out below or pinned wherever it is. And I gotta go and get my day started. I've been dragging my feet a little bit because of the late night and whatnot, but uh, you know, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop, buy the dip, baby. No, dude, what is going on with GameStop? Is this still? It's still $180. Oh my god. Have a good one, guys. Bye.